Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I decided to do a updated 2019 planner flip through just because if you haven't already seen on Instagram, I did switch over planners. I was previously using my pocket traveler's notebook from FoxyFix. However, I've decided to kind of create this into my finance and bill tracker planner, just so it's basically minimized into just expenses and things like that. Right now I am using this 2019 daily planner. This was purchased on Etsy. I'll leave a link down below. It is a 365-day planner, so you know, you can't really skip around. It's dated, so if you miss a day, you basically kind of waste pages. It is this thick. Hardcover. It comes with 2 string bookmarks, an elastic band, and the cover is, I guess, somewhat hard. I mean, it's pretty flexible, but I wouldn't bend it. So I'm going to show you about the planner just because there have been a lot of questions about what planner it is, what it looks like in the inside, and I know that a lot of people, I saved a flip through of the planner onto my highlights on my Instagram, but it was silent and I didn't really get to explain how I'm using it and everything. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, to begin, it just comes with a cover page where you have your name, motto, whatever signature. It has a 2019-2020 yearly calendar. I don't really use this much. I mean, I've seen people mark down the days, but definitely they have like a next page where it's basically a breakdown of each month and down to days. So right now, it says a 2019 work plan, and I use this to mark down days that I work and the time. So looking at this, it's easier for me to kind of visualize how many days off I've had in a row. We just barely passed this weekend, so we're on the 22nd right now, and then I have work tomorrow. So it's easier for me to kind of visualize what days I have off, how much time I have to do things, go out, etc. I haven't received the rest of the work schedule for the calendar for the rest of this month and for next month, so as you can see, it's pretty blank. For the most part, I use my mild liner highlighters, and as you can see, I did highlight it, and then on this side you can't really, I mean, you couldn't kind of see it, but it doesn't really bleed through, so I haven't tried any other types of like heavy duty markers yet, but I can't really imagine why you would need a heavy duty marker for these kind of thin pages. And then I'm just using this little clip I got from Daiso, or I got it as a gift from my friend from Daiso, because I go to the Daisos that I visit anyways, they don't really have the type of stationery accessories that I like, so it definitely came into a pack. And then just for this work plan, it does have 4 months per 2 pages, and so this kind of lets you plan ahead any events. Obviously you can use this for whatever you want. I decided to use it for my work schedule just because that is what works for me. And sorry, this thing is kind of annoying. So I'm going to put this clip right back on. Now, I didn't know this prior to ordering it, but it did come with the month of December, like December of 2018. So I basically have a month's worth of pages that I can basically use as free pages, note writing. So far, I've used it for pen swatches and highlighter swatches. These are the mild liners, how it looks. I've used a regular highlighter. These are the various pens I've tested so far just to see how I like it and what I want to use for my daily or primary pen. I've done a 2019 destination and goals, so financial places I want to visit, and then personal goals for myself. And then I'm kind of in the middle of starting like a, what's it called? A vision board, there you go. But obviously this is trash, so I haven't really done anything so far. So the rest of these pages I'm probably gonna do like books that I've read, anything important that I can just kind of flip through. It's basically like a free note session for me. And then you kind of move on to January of 2019, which is where we are at right now. I've decided, well, one of the main reasons why I liked it is it has a full monthly view, and then it has a breakdown on the sidebar. So, like I said before, I don't like cluttering the main page with all the extraneous details. So I basically marked down work days with my functional dots. Green dots are paydays, and then any particular holidays I've written onto the pages. Birthdays, of course, are in the sidebar. For the 19th and 20th, those are basically just movie times, and we're going to a trip at the end of January, so I basically have check-in times and then flight times. And obviously, once we get the days off solidified, I'm going to mark down the days of the week and things to kind of show how much time we are going to be out. So far the daily pages have been pretty minimalistic. I haven't done anything crazy. There is a breakdown of a timetable. It starts from 8 a.m. to the 10 o'clock at night. This is military time. So it has 22 here instead of 10 o'clock. We have a checklist down here. In the beginning, I thought maybe I'll do my habit trackers just because in my previous pocket planner, I had a habit tracker for my weekly insert. However, because these are days on a page, I can't do that anymore. One of the things I want to start is a separate habit tracker on one of these pages. Just basically start like Instagram, days that I've washed my hair, and days I've drank water, basically. So I might just dedicate like a whole page for like the month of February, March, etc. So far, the reason why I like this is because I do have the option of using the timetables to mark down work dates or things and such. However, if I don't decide to use that, obviously I'm not going to waste the pages. So I can take notes, I can brainstorm, I can write down tasks for myself without, feeling pressure to use everything. So here's just basically a flip through of things. It's pretty basic. Later on, I decided to use my mild liner highlighters to create headers, and I'm adding some flair to it, some cursive, and then some days there's nothing, but it doesn't generally go to waste just because I do have this sidebar here. These are more recent. I've decided to change up. Usually I like to keep the same colors on the two related pages. Today, or this is probably a few days ago. And then I have, so for this bookmark, I have the month marked with the first one, so I can just easily flip to it. And then I have the second one flipping to the daily page that I am at right now. I'm probably going to finish up today's page because I haven't gotten started on it yet, but right now I'm using yellow. And then basically the rest of the planner is pretty much the same. You have a monthly, and then you have the daily pages following that. Towards the end, you do have free note pages. They're literally just grid pages. There's only maybe like 5 pages front and back. Then you have a appointment planner personal data section, which I don't want to use. And then you have this last page, and then you have a pocket, which I might put down a few functional dot stickers, just so that if I'm on the go, I can just easily mark it down. But that's pretty much the planner. One of the reasons why I decided to switch over is because with my pocket planner, there were a lot of inserts that I was using that I think was making me super overwhelmed. I had a weekly insert, I had a weekly timetable insert, I had a monthly insert, and then I had a monthly breakdown insert, whereas here I basically have everything I need. I have the month, and then I have the breakdown. I don't have, this easily would have been 2 inserts here. This would have been definitely 2 inserts. I mean, the only thing I basically sacrifice when I move on to this daily planner is I no longer have my weekly overview. However, I feel like that's okay. I can easily tack on a post-it note for kind of like a floating to-do list, and I can basically make one of these free pages into a weekly habit tracker or a monthly habit tracker, so I'm not concerned about that. I'm not sure if I mentioned, I probably linked down the Etsy shop that I had below. I did have a planner similar to this in 2017. I really did like it. However, the other planner was very kiddish. It had little kitty artwork and things, and this one's more minimalistic. It just has the pages, no artwork here. There's no different various colors, and there's no, you know, things like that. So I mean, this definitely works for me. It might not be for everybody. So far, I did use a fountain pen. Sometimes if I'm highlighting a little too hard, it kind of bleeds through. So I don't know. If you're interested in these pages, you kind of have to keep that in mind. This is literally how thin the pages are. I mean, it's not cardstock. It's pretty smooth. It's like standard paper. I don't know. There was no description on the Etsy listing. I kind of had to, you know, leap into it and purchase it, and then decide if this was something that works for me. So far, I really like it. This does ship from Korea. I believe I ordered it and I got it literally within 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks, actually. Maybe a day before the 2-week mark hit. And this was during the holidays, like December. So, I mean, I got it just in time for, I think, New Year's Eve. So, they're pretty fast, depending on where you are. I'm located in the United States, so I would imagine for other countries outside of the U.S. it might take a little longer, depending on where you're located. But, shipping was fast. It wasn't expensive. I mean, other than this, I was going to choose the hobonichi. However, that was probably $60+ not including the sleeve and the cover and whatever else I had to buy for it. So I figured this was a good alternative. I think it was less than $50, which I mean is still pretty expensive, but I figured I'm investing in a planner. So, I mean, and I like it so far. I feel like it's super functional. It's super accommodating to what I'm using it for. There's no like frilliness. There's no extraneous accessories that I have to worry about. And so far, I've literally just been using markers, pens. The one I'm using right now is this Uniball Signo. It's a 0.38 tip. It's working so far. I've tried other pens. This one just adds the right amount of thickness. It doesn't have a fine tip, so I like it, and it's very smooth. I bought this off of, I think, you can get it off of Jet Pens, but I think they also sell it on Amazon as well, so that's always an option. And that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if I was rambling too much. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll probably do a plan with me right after this, so you guys can get a feel of what I'm doing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Okay, so like I said before, I definitely use my zebra mile liners on this planner. Let me just... So, I have my zebra mild liners, which I purchased from Jet Pens, I believe. So, they kind of look like this. They have a marker tip, and then they have a pen tip. So, fine pen tip here. I rarely ever use this fine pen tip. But it comes in a pack of 5, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So, it comes with this pastel set here. I bought this one as an extra just because I wanted that gold color. Now, if you don't have, or if you don't want to spend money on the zebra mile liners, because these are kind of pricey just for highlighters, and honestly, like, I really like the colors. That's the main reason why I bought it. But you can definitely use, you know, Crayola Super Tip markers for that same shade of pastel. But I was at Daiso the other day, and they have dupes. So this is the fluorescent marking pens, aka highlighters. These are the colors. They're basically the same as these mild liners. This one doesn't come with a purple shade though, so you have all of these, and I will say, and then the gray. These are exactly like, they could be a match. So I did the swatch at the very beginning. And these are the zebra mild liners, and these are the markers that I got from Daiso. These are only $1.50 opposed to the probably $10 to $15 I bought for the mild liners, and they're basically exactly the same. You're just kind of sacrificing the pen tip or fine tip pen portion of it, but I mean, I don't use that part most of the time anyway, so if you do have a Daiso, you can definitely purchase these as a cheap alternative. It works wonders. And this is exactly what I used for this page, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it again. Alright, welcome to the planning portion of this video. I am just going in and putting down or creating headers with the yellow highlighter from Daiso. One of my favorite things to do is just swatching the highlighter first, just so that when I go in with the pen, it doesn't smear. While I am waiting for it to dry, however, I'm going in with my Uni Ball Sigma pen and I'm going to fill out the timetable in my daily insert. So right now, I've already planned up until, right now, where I have allotted 2 hours for the filming and editing portion of my day, and I'm anticipating that it will be done by 2, and by then, of course, I'm going to upload. But basically, while I'm waiting for the headers to dry, I like to create the tasks underneath it. So usually tasks comes first. Sometimes, as you can see here, I've already painted my nails, but I decided that I'm going to write paint nails as a task under the first header, just so when I look back, I can kind of keep track of how many days my nails have chipped since I've last painted it, and go from there. It's just kind of one of those details I like to keep track of. And then the second header is basically for the highlights of my day that keeps me into a positive space. And that's pretty much the whole planning portion for my day, so hopefully that's super helpful.